morning. Can you see me? Oh my goodness. Okay, hold on 1 second. And let me fix the problem that why can't you see me? Okay, I think I just fixed that. All right. So how was everybody's Easter? Did you guys do something special? All right, awesome. Nobody responds to me. All right, so first of all, please pull up your Google Classroom, and I have all the files we need for today there, and I have a couple announcements, okay? Hi, Nancy. All right, we're gonna take attendance in a little bit while more people join us. You did nothing. All right, so, okay, so while people come in. All right, where is everybody? Interesting. Okay, so this morning and like in the last couple days, I tried to put the grade in, but first of all, I'm pretty lazy, so I was just enjoyed my Easter. I didn't do too much during the break, and this morning I finally got your Khan Academy in and your attendance in. The only thing I didn't get it all everybody's in is the quiz, because last time when I created the Google Sheet, I didn't make it a quiz, so it's really hard for me to like add everybody's grade up and put it in. But then I figure out that, so I go back to make it a quiz. So it's a long story, but I will try my best to put it in either today or tomorrow. Okay, so you can see it. All right, so just for the Khan Academy, all right, let me show you the classroom in case you don't have it pulled out. Wait, okay, here we go. So for the Khan Academy assignment, if you see on your progress book you do not have a perfect score, maybe because you didn't get a perfect score on Khan Academy. So the grading I did is if you get 100% in Khan Academy, I will give you 100%. If you get 75% or above, like which means you miss one question, I will give you an 8 out of 10. And then if you get half of the right, I will give you a passing score 6 out of 10. If you get only one question right, you get a 4 out of 10. If you attempt it, but unfortunately didn't get anything right, I gave you some credit too, which is 2 out of 10. So if you check your score on the progress book, I already put that in. If you want to redo it to improve your score, so like you can keep doing that. You can go back and practice, and then please send me an email, and so I can go back to check again. Okay, because there's so much going on, I really cannot keep track of everything. So if you want to send me an email and tell me, hey, I went back and fixed my score, can you change my score? I would love to do it, but you have to send me an email, or I will not go back to the past assignment to give you credit. Okay, and I want to shout out to these students. They attempt every assignment I assigned, and thank you for your support, and thank you for still learning in this hard time. Okay, I will read this name for you. Thank you, Mia, Ulisa, Michael, Aiden, Julia, Noah, Sarah, Nancy, Darren, Lene, Mildred, Riley, Taylor, Sabrine, Clayton, Matash, Brianna, Nadia, and Ashley. Okay, you guys did all the assignment. No matter like what score you get, I don't care as long as you try them all. Thank you so much. All right. So if you wanna do me a favor and pull the 8.2 quiz practice up, and in a little bit we're gonna give you a summary of 8.2, and we will do this practice, and you will have a quiz tomorrow. So in order to let you see my board, I cannot show you the quiz screen anymore. So please use your device, get a computer or something, pull up 8.2 quiz practice. Alright. Let me put my face back up. Alright. It is a little weird that I cannot see myself. Hold on 1 second. Let me pull the screen up so I can see myself. All right, give you a couple minutes to get a device, a computer or whatever, pull that out. Pull that out. 1 second. Okay. All right. So, do you have any question for the grading part? If you have any question, just keep typing in and I will solve the question. Okay, try my best. Alright, I will assume you already in the practice, right? Okay, so just give you a quick summary of what's going on in 8.2. Okay. Alright. In 8.2, we learn how to estimate a proportion. Okay. The most important stuff in this hold on. The most important part in this little, how to say, is that a chapter or a session? Let's use session. The most important part in this session is the 4-step process. Okay. They will ask you to calculate and interpret a confidence interval for proportion, blah, blah, blah. Okay, when they ask you that, you need to use the 4-step process. So I'm going to use the 4-step process to walk you through what's been going on in this session. Let me close the book. Oh my God. All right, is that better? Okay, yes, that's better. All right, so the first step is to state. Okay, in the state part, basically they just ask you to tell them what is going on with this question. What are you trying to what you're trying to say, what are you trying to get in this question. So they ask you, what is the parameter? And what confidence interval you want to find. Let's just use CI, so I don't need to write this much. Okay, basically you are saying, okay, in this question, we are finding maybe 95% confidence interval for the true proportion of blah, blah, blah. Okay, so this is your state part. Number 2, you're gonna make your plan. Make your plan, you're gonna choose the inference first. In this chapter, the inference we use is called, let me put the inference. Okay, the inference we use is called one sample Z interval. For one sample Z interval. For proportion. Okay. After you find your inference, you're gonna test for the condition. Hello, everybody. Okay, condition. So there are three conditions you need to test. Number 1 is called random. Random require in the question they have something saying select SRS or randomly select how many. You need to see those words in the question. Number 2 is your 10% condition. 10% condition is test for independent. Okay. Test for independent, you need to say our sample size is less than 10% of your whole population. Okay? All right. Number 3, you need to test for large count condition. Large count condition is to confirm the distribution is normal. Over here, we want to see the n times p is greater or equals to 10, and n times 1 minus p is also greater or equals to 10. Both sides have to be large enough to have the proportion normal, to have the distribution normal. Okay, so this is a plan. Number 3, we actually need to calculate. How to calculate the confidence interval? The formula we learned here is P1 minus P divided by sample size n. Okay, over here, this Z is called the critical value. And over here, the standard deviation we calculate is called the standard error. Okay, so it's your point estimate plus or minus. The whole thing is margin of error. Margin of error, how you get it, is Z times Z star. Critical value times your standard error. Okay, so you just plug in the point estimate here, which is your statistic you get from your question, and you need to use the table. Inside is Z, and the inside is the confidence level. Okay, and over here you need to get your Z from your from your Z table. Okay, and then finally you calculate this, you have a confidence interval. The last step is interpret. It's called conclude. Make your conclusion. You're gonna interpret. Conclusion is basically you're gonna interpret the confidence interval you find. You will say, we are how many % confident that interval from what to what, whatever you calculate here, capture the true proportion of what. Okay, so just interpret the confidence interval. We are how many % confidence that the interval from what capture the true value or true proportion of what. Okay, so this is your four-step process. In the practice I'm gonna show you later, and also the quiz tomorrow, I do not need you to remember. Well, actually, in this point, you should. Okay, I do not need you to lay out all this 4 step. I will ask you like question by question. But probably Wednesday or Thursday, I will give you another maybe 1 question quiz, and you need to do the whole process by yourself. Okay. All right. So the last thing we learned from last time is to find a sample size depends on the margin of error. So I will give you some notes over there in a second. If you want to take some notes, you can pause the screen very quick and take a picture. All right, let me take a picture too. So you know what, I will upload my note for you. All right, so this is the first step process. If you want to take a picture, give you a second, and then I will give you a note for what we learned on last Thursday. Guys, if you feel like none of this sounds familiar to you, you have to go back to the YouTube video and look at them, or you can look at Khan Academy. It's the same thing. All right. So if they want to find a sample size for a certain margin of error, you need to use the formula, which is your margin of error in your formula. Make it less or equals to ME. This ME is the margin of error. They tell you in the question. They will say, I want to our estimate within 3%. If they said 3%, over here will be 0.03. Okay, so you just need to solve for the equation and figure out what n is. That is how you find out what is the sample size. Okay, so this is a summary for 8.2. So this is all for 8.2. Okay, so please log in your, well, if you didn't do that yet, log in your Google account, Google Classroom, and pull up the quiz practice. We're gonna go from there. Okay. All right. Before we do that, let's take attendance very quick. So so if you already comment, you don't now need to comment again. If you didn't comment yet, please comment something like say hi or say here, whatever. Okay. Comment for me right now, please. Or you can comment your name if you are now using your real name. All right. Give me 1 second. All right, if I call your name, that means I got you, okay? All right. All right. Nancy, Brianna, Riley, Mia, Darren, Sarah, Aiden, Ashley, Noah, Mildred, Kaylee, Imoiwe? I think it's you, right? Okay. All right. Sabrine, Nadia, Julia, Uliza, and Bailey. All right, so, okay, I understand you are here, and like everybody, don't leave, okay? All right, anybody, like the last attendance I took was Bailey's comment. All right, so I will just do it here. Okay, everybody, like anybody I missed, you didn't sign in yet. Are we all good? Can we keep going? All right, let's keep going. So I want you to pull up the 8.2 quiz practice. All right. It looks like, okay, it looks like this. All right. So they start with a recent poll found, blah, blah, blah. Okay. All right. Please pull that up, and then we will go from there. All right. Okay, so a recent poll find 443 out of 1548 randomly select adults question feel that unemployment compensation should be extended an additional 6 months while the country is in current economic downtime. So, like, while I'm reading the question, I usually just take some notes. Photo, no, stop. Okay. All right. So they said 433 of 1548. So what is that? 433 of 1548. So 1548 is our sample. So n equals to 1548 is our sample size, and 43 of the 1548 of them agree that the unemployment compensation should be extended. So this is our sample proportion, which is our statistic over here. Okay, all right. So we want to use the information to construct a 95% confidence interval. So over here we have our confidence level is 95%. And to estimate the proportion of US adults who feel this way. Okay, all right. So in this question, I already take all the useful information, put it here, and let's read the question. Question 1, and also I'm also writing notes on the practice file. So please pull that up so you can see my notes, okay? All right, so A said, state the parameter our confidence interval will estimate. So they ask you what we're trying to figure out. So what is the parameter? So the parameter will, is saying like, it will be a true proportion. True proportion of what? So what this question actually asking you to find out. This question trying to figure out the U.S. adult who feel this way. Feel what way? Feel that employment compensation should be extended. So our parameter over here should be, all right now I'm writing on the document, okay? So it will be the parameter is the true proportion of all U.S. Adults felt that unemployment compensation should be extended additional 6 months in this current downtime. So I will just copy and paste it here. Okay, so the parameter is the true proportion of all U.S. adults feel that unemployment compensation should be extended an additional 6 months while the country is in the current economic downtime. All right, so does that make sense to you over here? Okay, so that is the parameter. And like this question is actually a little bit different than the first step of the four-step process. If in the four-step process you have to plan, you need to state what you need to find out. So over here you should say we want to find out. We want to find out the confidence interval, 95% confidence interval of blah blah blah. Okay, so just don't be confused. This is a little different. But since this question only asks you for the parameter, this is all you need to say. Okay, all right. So B, they ask you to identify each of the conditions that must to meet use this procedure, and explain how you know that each one has been satisfied. So you need to think about, okay, how what condition we need to use. Okay, so first of all, we want to do random. Okay, random. Okay, and then we want to have 10% condition. Okay, 10% condition, which is want to see if it's independent or not. Okay, so random, how do you know if, and then last one, let me just go ahead and get them all in. Last one is a large count condition. Large count condition is trying to see if it's normal or not. Okay, all right, so how do you see if it's random or not? So if it's random in the question, they has to like tell you like something, it's random or it's a SRS. So let's read that. So they said 433 of the 1,543 randomly selected adults. So it is random. So after random, you need to say, okay, 1,548 adults are randomly selected. Okay, so random, check. 10% condition. 10% condition is saying the sample size you find, which is n equals to how many sample? 1,548 is less than 10% of the population. 10% of the population is the all US adult. So 10% condition tell you n equals to 15448 is less than 10% of all US adults. Okay, all right. So 10% condition check. Next one we want to do large count condition. Large count condition you need to use. So this one is really hard to type, so I will just put it here. Okay, large count condition. Large count condition, basically we're seeing if it's normal or not. Okay, so we want to use n times p and see if it's large or equals to 10 or not. So over here, n is 1548 times p. Over here, let's get a decimal. 433, I will just use my calculator. 433 divided by 1548 is 0.2797. Okay, all right, times 0.2797. So this is approximately, let's just do that. 1548 times 0.2797. I hope you're doing it with me together. Okay, it's 433, which is large or equals to 10. Okay, check, and the n1 minus p is 1548 times 1 minus 0.2797. Okay, just put the whole thing in your calculator and you get around 1115.202. Okay, which is also greater or equal to 10, so large count condition check. So combining the random 10% of large count condition, and we can say, all right, okay, they satisfy all the condition they should. Okay, all right, so that is B. If you have any question, again, please just go ahead, comment on the bottom. Okay, I lose 2 viewers. I don't know where they go, but it's okay. All right, let's keep going. Number C, find the appropriate critical value and the standard error for the same proportion. So critical value we talked about is Z. Okay, this is your critical value. So how to find the critical value? We are using 95% as our confidence level. So inside is 95%. Each part is 2.5%, which is 0.025. And you need to, again, find the 0.025 in your Z table as your inside area and find your Z value, which is 1.96. Look at this number. Even this number, we see it a lot of time, 1.96. So over here, I will just tell you one thing. If your confidence level is 95%, your critical value is always 1.96. Okay, in the future, you don't need to go through all the procedure anymore. You just need to, you can use it directly. However, if your confidence level change, for example, over here it's not 95% anymore, you cannot use 1.96. You have to actually go back and check your table. But usually the confidence level we use is either 95 or 99 or 97, I believe. So you can just go ahead, check this number and remember in your head, so it can save you a lot of time. All right, so let's keep going. So so critical value is 1.96. Now let's find the standard error. So over here is your critical value. Okay, and your standard error. Standard error is, in this case, is your standard deviation. So it's the part after Z star. Okay, so this is your critical value. you just need to plug in all the numbers. So 0.2797 times 1 minus 0.2797 divided by 1548. Okay, square root the whole thing. Okay, and again, when you put in calculator, just put in the whole thing. Okay, and I used Decimals calculator, and the answer is 0.0114 approximately. I always leave 4 digits after the decimal point. Okay, please, like if you want to do that, you can do that as well. All right. So this is our C, find the critical value and the sample and the standard error. Okay. All right. And D gave the 95% confidence interval. So let me erase this part. Okay. And let's do the confidence interval. So you can see this question is actually just break down the 4-step process and give you step by step. Okay. All right. So this one is C. Okay, there's no point to leave the title. D. Okay, critical value. The formula is P okay, this is your formula. And then we just need to plug in all the numbers. So the point estimate we find earlier is 0.2797. And z-score, 0.2797, 1 minus 0.2797. Divided by n, n is 1548. Okay, actually you can see this one we already figured out is 0.011. You just need to plug it in. So 0.2797 plus or minus 1.96 times 0.0114. Okay, all right, and then we just need to figure out 0.2797 plus this thing equals to what? That's your upper bound, and the minus is your lower bound. All right, if you want to go ahead and do that very quick. Yes, Tatiana, you can go. And if you can, if you want to calculate this two value very quick, I can put the answer here for you. It's 0.2574 and 0.3020. Okay, so over here we just finished the third step. Calculate the do part in the 4-step process. This is how you calculate the confidence interval. Okay, if you can guess what the question will ask you next, of course they're gonna ask you to make a conclusion, interpret the confidence interval, right? So here we go. The question E, interpret the confidence interval in D. So over here, let's interpret together. So interpret, every time we interpret something, we have a format. And interpret confidence interval, the format is we are how many percent? How many percent over here is 95. 95% confident that the interval from, we want to use our confidence interval here, 0.2574 to 0.3020, capture the parameter. Capture the parameter, which is the true proportion of U.S. adult felt that unemployment compensation should be extended an additional 6 months. So I was just gonna copy and paste in here the true proportion of all U.S. adults feel that they should extend it the time. Okay, so this is how you interpret. Well, how many percent confidence that the interval from blah 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 to blah 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 capture the parameter, the true value, the true proportion of blah blah blah. Okay, all right, this is E, how to interpret. So A, B, C, D, E, basically we just do the 4-step process. They break it down to A, B, C, D, E for you. Okay, and then F is the part they ask you to find the sample size. So they said, suppose you want to estimate the proportion of people who feel that unemployment position should be extended with 95 confidence to within 1.5%. So over here, our margin of error, they want to control in between of 1.5% up or down. So over here, let's keep going for question F. So we need to use the formulas to solve N. Right? So we have Z star. Again, I will put the formula here. Is less than ME. Okay? Actually, they have an equal to. And then we just plug in all the number and solve for the N here. So Z star 1.96. Proportion 0.2797. 1 minus 0.2797. N is less or equals to ME, margin of error over here they have within 1.5%, so it's 0.015. Okay, and let's solve this inequality. So in last video, I spent like times and times to teach you how to like solve inequality. So over here, I was just gonna like walk through quickly. If you still don't understand, please go back to the last video, practice a little more. Okay. All right. So first of all, I divided by 1.96 each side, and then I will square each side. I divided by 1.96 each side, and I square both sides of the inequality. So over here, I will have 1.0. Since okay, let's just do it step by step. All right. So 0.2797, 1 minus 0.2797 divided by N. And I divided by 1.96 each side. Okay? And after that, give me a second. No, stop that right now. Give me 1 second. I'm so sorry. No. Alright guys, if you can, like, I really want you to see my floor. It's crazy. It's like stuff everywhere. Okay, I'm gonna explode. Alright. Okay, but it's okay. Here we go. Let's keep going, okay? Divide by 1.96 each side, and then I'm gonna square each side. Stop. Okay? And when I square each side, the left part do not have the square root anymore. Okay? And it's 0.2797. 1 minus 0.2797. Okay? It's less or equals to, over here, whatever that is, I will just leave it. Okay? Do not try to calculate out, because there will be a very small number, and it's not your answer will not be accurate anymore. Okay? Okay? And then what I will do is I will multiply N by each side. Okay? And then after I multiply by N and I leave the N on the right side, I divide it by the whole thing on the left side. So you have N is greater or equals to 0.2797, 1 minus 0.2797. Told you. See? Divided by 0.015 and 1.96. Can you still see? All right, square. Okay, so I will have the whole thing over here. And then we're gonna plug in my left side, all of them in the calculator, okay, and get a value for this. So again, like in the last video, or I use this decimal calculator. You can use that too. I feel like that's a little easier. Okay, I don't know how you feel. But anyway, the left part, when you calculate it out, is approximately 3439.82. Okay, so, okay, I should write smaller. 3439.82. Let's just 0.8. It's less or equals to n. So this is your answer. And then you're gonna find the sample size is an integer because you cannot now have 0.8 people, right? So you find a value is greater than that. So you get n equals to 3440. Okay? All right. So this is your answer for F. So the sample size, the minimum sample size we want to find is 3440. Okay? All right. So this is F. And then G, they ask you if you want to have a margin of error like plus or minus 1.5% with 99% confidence. So in this time, the confidence interval go up. If the confidence interval go up, basically they ask you what is the sample size will be. So last time, let me erase the top part for you so we can discuss that. So last time at the end of the video, we said there are two situations, two things change the sample size you want to change. First of all is this confidence interval, confidence level. If the confidence level go up, for example, from 95% to 99%, and then the sample size should be going up as well. And we verified with the question, we calculate them all and compare them, if you remember. And then the next thing we talked about is what if your proportion is going up? Okay, your estimated proportion, your guessed proportion is going up. What is the sample size will be? And the last time we said if the proportion go up, your sample size is actually going down. So those two, you can just remember it and use it as to answer the question. That's totally fine with me. But if you really want to understand what's going on, let's look at this formula. So if your margin of error stay the same, so they stay the same, okay? And then your proportion stay the same, so the top stay the same. And then if you want your critical value now change. So from 95% to 99%, if you look at the critical value, the 95% critical value is 1.96, which is fine. And 99% critical value is like 2.5 something. So this Z critical score go up. And if you want to still remain the equation the same, or you said the inequality the same, then we have, if this term is going up, this whole term should go down. If we want this term go down, then our sample size, which is the denominator of the term, should go up. So denominator of the term go up, this term go down, and this go up, this go down. Then the inequality remain the same. If you do not understand this process, just remember it. That's fine. So when you answer the question G, you will say the sample has to be larger because the confidence level get larger. Okay, when the confidence level get larger, your critical value get bigger, and so your sample size has to get bigger. So that is G. Okay. All right, F, they said the poll was conducted by randomly calling phone numbers. They said how under coverage could lead to a bias estimate in this case. So over here we said if we want to talk about bias, you need to mention two things. Number one, you need to say, okay, why this bias is bad. Why, like for example, the undercoverage. Which kind of person is now getting covered. And number two, you need to talk about it will be an overestimate or underestimate. So for example, this question, under coverage is easy to understand because you make phone call to people. Like a lot of people at home, a lot of people like don't have a phone number, don't have a home, then they probably get under coverage. Okay, and it is a over estimate or underestimate. Think about if the people do not have a home phone, then most likely probably those people probably don't have a home. They like can't afford those kind of stuff. So we will say probably those people are more likely to lose their job. So like they probably will want this thing to be approved like more. So over here, let me share my screen. All right. So over here you will say how to answer this question. You will say, okay, first of all, you need to explain it is the under coverage could lead to a bias because not all the people have a home phone, have a cell phone. People cannot afford cell phone are more likely to be more like are poor. How to say that? Let's say it might lead to underestimate. I will explain why it's underestimate. Because people don't have a cell phone. Cell phone which is not included, not covered. In the selection might agree, are more likely to agree the extension. Okay, so let me explain this again. I know I probably did an awful job earlier. Okay, all right, so think about it. When people don't have, we are missing out the people do not have a cell phone. When people don't have a cell phone, probably they are more likely to be more poor or more likely to be losing their job. So the people you are now covered in this data maybe feel very strongly about the day's extension. So your data should be like more the proportion of people agree with the extension might be higher. Just because you didn't include those people, the data is not that high, so it's underestimated. Okay, I hope I explained it okay. All right, so this is the last question of this practice. All right, so basically this is a summary of 8.2, and I didn't give you a lot of time to think. I just kind of just quickly go over everything. I hope that's okay. And tomorrow morning I will publish the quiz, so you will have until, how about let's make it Thursday, until Thursday before I go live again to finish that. And Thursday, I will upload a video. So the Thursday's check-in will be just a Zoom meeting. Again, very quick. You just need to go online and say hi to me. Let me make sure you are okay, you are surviving, and you are fine. And then we will dismiss maybe 10-15 minutes. And from tomorrow, not tomorrow, from Thursday, we will start 8.3, and hopefully we can finish 8.3 by the mid next week or by next week. Then we will give you a layout of the whole chapter of chapter 8, and then we will go on to the chapter 9. Okay, and again, I cannot say how much I appreciate to join me. The time passed by so quick. We're already locked down by a home for a whole month, and I know it is really hard to motivate yourself at home, like without you like tell you what to do every single second. But we made it this far, and I'm very proud of you. Keep doing Khan Academy. And another thing is very important. I want you to spread the word. I know still a lot of people not watching the video and not doing a lot of things, and I know my camera is not working right now. Okay, it's back. Okay, I know a lot of people like still not doing their what they're supposed to do. If that's your friend, please let them know that I care about them, like not just academically. I want to see them in the session. I want to them at least learn something. Okay? All right. That's all I have for you today. And by the end of the session, okay, I want to show you my floor. Guys, look. Can you see that? Oh my god. Okay. You see that this boy, and with his whole mess. Okay, bottle, go away. And I don't even know like what is. And also look at here. The whole couch is getting better, and that's why I hide the end. Guys, my life is just as tough. But anyway, hopefully I will see you on Thursday. We can chit chat a little bit, and another video will be uploaded on Thursday. Check on your Google Classroom daily. Tomorrow you will have a quiz. If you didn't do the Khan Academy yet, do that or correct your answer, whatever. If you need me to fix your grade, send me an email. And since we don't have a certain word for how to grade if it's PF or ABCD yet, so do not bring your hope up, just have a passing or failing grade because we still don't know. All right, you know what? I'm out of breath. I'm done for today. Okay, thank you for joining me, and I love you guys, and see you next time. Bye bye. Can you hear me? I said I love you. Bye bye. Bye. Oh, hold on. Okay, hold on. Am I living or no? I accidentally closed my tab. Wait. Alright, I'm still living. Okay, I need to end this. Alright, bye guys.